Imagine a scene which I am describing, and we will take it from there. Imagine one fine summer afternoon when you were like in second grade or third grade, right? And in one part of the city of Vadodara in the state of Gujarat, India, there's a little kid who just had his lunch, his favorite lunch of amras and puri and his favorite sabji, and he's really excited uh, about what's going to happen next. Summer vacations are going on, and he is at his maternal grandmother's place. It's time for him to take his afternoon nap. But before he takes his afternoon nap, he's really excited about what's going to happen between his lunch and between his afternoon nap. After he's done with his lunch stuff, he runs directly into the bedroom where his grandmother is sitting and waiting for him. He puts his head on her lap and closes his eyes. While he does all of this stuff, his grandmother started speaking something. His grandmother started narrating a story of a cab seller and how that cab seller uh, recovers all his stolen cabs from a bunch of monkeys, right? And most of you guys listening to this might get the reference of the story, right? And while he listens to this beautiful narration from his grandmother, he goes peacefully into sleep. Now, that little kid is me. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, who she is no more, she has kicked the bucket, used to tell me such wonderful stories, and she used to narrate it in the best way possible. So, and that's how I was, and I didn't realize in my childhood that I was being gifted the love for stories. This is one part of the story. Now, let's get you guys to another part of the story. When this kid gets back to his hometown, Ahmedabad, India, Gujarat, India, there his paternal grandmother used to tell him stories and narrate real life stories from the time of her adventures when she and her husband and her five kids, how they used to roam around and how they used to shift villages to villages in the state of Gujarat, and her adventures while doing all of this stuff, while managing five kids, her household, and that village stuff people used to do back in the time. This was one aspect of how I was being gifted the love of the stories from both of my grandmothers. And yeah, that's how I fell in love with Kahaniyas. Mostly most of the guys, my Instagram handle is also called Kintu Ki Kahaniya, and I freaking love stories. To read, to write, to listen to, in whichever form they might be, right? So, and that's why I want to take this one step further and to listen and to tell stories to a wider audience. I already have this channel where I make travel videos, travel vlogs, and I also want my purpose of making that travel vlogs is one of the purpose is also to tell a story, to narrate a story of that place or my travel, which honestly I am not able to do till now. I have published almost 21, 22 videos. Still, I think that no, I am yet to master that skill, right? But while I do that, I wanted to start this thing also where I sit and where I invite people, my friends, and guessed if everything falls into the places, uh, and listen to their stories, and also share personal stories and research about stories from history and what happened, what has happened in the past, or anything, basically stories. And that's why I have decided to name this show as Unkahi, where I will be talking about travel, where I will be talking about science, where I will be talking about a bunch of other different topics. And I shared this idea with my friends who are also on board with this thing. So, and yeah, I'm really excited, and I wanted to, let you guys know about this thing. And yeah, thank you. And I hope you guys like the series of this podcast slash talk, or whatever you want to say. This. Thank you so much, and enjoy Unkahi